Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome to AI Hub, everybody, the show where we try to make sense of AI one headline at a time. I'm Larry.
I'm Amanda, and today's deep dive is going to be a fun one.
AI jargon. Oh, yeah. Like, how do we even keep up with all the new terms?
Right. It seems like every day there's something new.
So we found this awesome cheat sheet from The Verge. It came out in July.
July 2024. Yeah, that's our starting point for this.
Like, it's crazy how much this field changes, like, even just in a few months since that came out.
It really is.
Right. So first things first, like, what is AI? Like, even the basic definition.
Well, according to The Verge, they say it's the discipline of computer science that's dedicated to making computer systems that can think like a human.
Okay, think like a human.
That's the classic definition. But
It feels like AI is used for everything now.
it really is becoming a buzzword, so even defining it precisely is tough.
So, like, my smart refrigerator is AI.
Maybe. I mean, it's interesting, even companies like Google, they're kind of moving away from saying AI is just about, like, replicating the human mind. Yeah, their definition seems more about AI improving, like, products and services.
So less about thinking like us, more about what it can do for us.
Exactly.
Is that helpful or more confusing?
I don't know. It's an evolution for sure.
Okay, well, one thing AI can definitely do is machine learning.
Ah, yes, machine learning. That's where it gets really cool. Because instead of programming every single step, machines can actually learn from data and make predictions.
So that's how, like, Netflix knows what I want to watch next.
Spot on. Machine learning algorithms are analyzing your viewing habits, and then they make predictions about what you'll enjoy.
It's kind of spooky how accurate it is.
Right. And it's not just entertainment. Think about spam filters blocking those unwanted emails or financial institutions using it to detect fraud.
Oh, yeah.
It's all thanks to machine learning.
So machine learning is like AI's secret weapon.
You could say that. It allows it to learn and adapt without being explicitly told what to do.
That's as powerful. Okay, now let's get to the sci-fi stuff. AGI.
Ah, yes, AGI, Artificial General Intelligence.
Like the super intelligent machines taking over the world kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, they're really into AGI research.
They are. They believe it has huge potential.
But yeah, it also feeds into those fears, right? Like machines becoming too smart.
Understandably so.
AGI taps into our deepest anxieties about technology.
Yeah, like those sci-fi stories where the machines decide they don't need us anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's something to think about as this technology develops.
It's important to have those conversations for sure and consider the ethical side of it.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. What about the AI that's making headlines right now in AI? Generative AI. This is the stuff that's creating incredible images and writing text that's almost like indistinguishable from a human.
Exactly. Generative AI is all about creating new content, like those AI image generators where you type in a description and boom, you get an original image, or tools like ChatGPT that can write stories, poems, or even code.
It's pretty wild what these systems can do.
It is.
But I've also heard about this thing called AI hallucinations.
Oh, yeah.
Where the AI confidently gives you information that's just wrong. It's like, is it a glitch or something?
It's not quite a glitch. It's more like a challenge, you know? Even the most sophisticated AI can sometimes produce outputs that are just factually incorrect or make no sense.
That's unsettling. Imagine asking for historical facts and it just makes stuff up.
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Makes you wonder how much we can trust these systems.
It highlights the whole debate about how to address these hallucinations. They're still being worked on.
Okay, so we've covered AI, machine learning, AGI, generative AI. But there are so many more terms being thrown around.
I know, it can get overwhelming.
Like AI models, large language models, diffusion models, foundation models, frontier models, and then parameters on top of that. What does it all mean?
Let's break it down, starting with AI model. Think of that as the set of algorithms that have been trained on a massive amount of data to perform a specific task.
Okay, so like the brain of the AI.
Okay.
So when we talk about large language models, those are models trained on just tons and tons of text, right?
That's it. And the large really emphasizes the scale. We're talking billions, even trillions of parameters.
Maybe parameters. What are those again?
Think of parameters as the variables that the AI model adjusts during its training process.
Okay.
The more parameters, the more complex the model, the more nuances it can learn from the data.
So more parameters equals a smarter AI.
Not always.
Really?
It's more like having more parameters gives it the potential to be more complex, but it doesn't automatically mean better performance.
I see. So it's not a simple equation.
Not at all.
Okay, we've got models and parameters. Now what about diffusion models, foundation models, and frontier models? What are those?
Those are basically different types of AI models, each with its own specialty. Diffusion models are designed specifically for generating images.
Oh, so like those AI image generators everyone's using.
Exactly. Then you have foundation models. They're trained on huge amounts of data and can be adapted for a wider range of tasks.
Versatile then.
Very much so. Like a Swiss Army knife of AI, they can handle writing text, analyzing images, even translating languages.
Wow, okay.
And then there are frontier models. These are the next generation, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Sounds intense.
It is. They're even more powerful than what we have today. But with that comes new challenges, new risks.
So we're entering uncharted territory.
Definitely.
It feels like we're on the edge of something big with AI.
We are, absolutely. And all of this is being powered by these things called transformers.
Transformers. Like the robot?
Not quite, but they've revolutionized how AI processes language.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They're a type of neural network architecture, and they allow AI to understand the relationships between words in a sentence, kind of like how we do.
That's why AI is getting so good at understanding and generating human-like text then.
Exactly. And fun fact, the T in ChatGPT actually stands for transformer.
No way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So transformers are driving the AI language revolution.
You could say that. But there's one more acronym we should cover. RAG.
RAG? What is that? Some kind of cleaning product?
Not quite. It stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Okay.
It's basically a way to make AI systems more accurate.
More accurate how?
So let's say you ask an AI chatbot a question, and it doesn't know the answer for sure based on its initial training data. With RAG, it can access and use outside info, like the internet or a specific database, to give you a better response.
So it's like AI fact-checking itself.
Precisely. It helps ensure the AI gives you accurate and up-to-date information.
That's impressive. So it's not just stuck with what it's learned, it can go learn more.
Exactly.
So RAG is making AI more trustworthy then.
You got it.
Okay, so we've covered the software side of AI, but what about the hardware? Like what kind of computers are running all of this?
Well, regular CPUs can handle some AI tasks, but the real workhorses are GPUs and NPUs.
GPUs?
Yeah.
Aren't those the things gamers use for their graphics cards?
You're right, they are. But they also excel at the kind of parallel processing AI needs.
Huh, interesting.
NVIDIA is a big player in this. Their H100 chip is like the leading AI training chip right now.
And what about NPUs?
Those are even more specialized for AI, especially for deep learning. They're custom built for speed and efficiency.
So the hardware is evolving right alongside the software to keep up.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how much goes into making AI work.
And we haven't even talked about all the companies involved.
Oh yeah, it seems like every tech giant is jumping on the AI bandwagon.
They are, and each one is bringing its own approach to the table.
Like OpenAI, they're making a lot of noise with ChatGPT and their push for AGI.
Yeah, they're definitely ones to watch. But there's Microsoft, who's heavily invested in OpenAI, and they're integrating AI into a lot of their products.
Right.
And of course, there's Google with their Gemini AI models.
Google's always got to be in the mix.
Of course. And then you have Meta taking a different approach with their open source AI model, Almero.
Open source, that's interesting.
Yeah, so you have OpenAI's more closed commercial approach, and then Meta's more open and collaborative way.
Two very different philosophies.
Exactly. And it'll be interesting to see how they play out.
So many different approaches to AI.
And it's not just the big players. You have companies like Perplexity with their AI-powered search engine and Hugging Face, building a platform for sharing AI models.
It's like a whole ecosystem is forming around AI.
Absolutely.
It's wild to see how many companies and different approaches are out there.
And each one is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. That's what makes it so exciting.
It feels like a giant collaborative experiment.
It really does.
A little chaotic, but also full of potential.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So much to cover, and we've only just begun.
It really is a deep dive, right? AI seems like every time you look closer, there's another layer. But before we get lost in all the technical stuff, I think it helps to see how it's actually being used, in the real world.
Oh, absolutely.
You mentioned earlier that machine learning is affecting fields like healthcare, finance, even entertainment. What are some concrete examples?
Okay, so in healthcare, for example, machine learning is being used to analyze medical images, like those X-rays and CT scans, to help with diagnosis.
Okay.
It can actually pick up on patterns that a human eye might miss.
So it's like having a second opinion, but one with, supervision.
Exactly. And it's not just about finding diseases, it's also being used to tailor treatment plans, predict how a patient might respond, even speeding up the process of discovering new drugs.
Wow, so it's helping on multiple fronts in healthcare.
It really is. And then in finance, you've got everything from fraud detection to algorithmic trading to assessing credit risk. Machine learning is revolutionizing it all.
I've heard of that algorithmic trading where computers are making split-second decisions based on market data.
Yep, that's it.
Sounds a little nerve-wracking, but I guess that's the stock market in general.
It can be, but it's also incredibly efficient. These algorithms process huge amounts of data and can see patterns that humans just wouldn't catch.
So it's like having a super-powered analyst on your side, constantly working.
That's the idea. A lot of hedge funds are putting big money into AI for exactly that reason.
Makes sense. Okay, what about entertainment? How's AI changing things there?
Well, think about those personalized recommendations you get on streaming services, or the crazy realistic special effects in movies, even music composition. That's all machine learning.
Wait, so when Netflix tells me I might like this show, that's machine learning in action.
Exactly. And those CGI characters that look so real, that's often AI doing its thing. Even scripts and musical scores are being generated by AI.
It's kind of amazing how AI is everywhere now in ways we don't even think about. But with all this potential, there are concerns too, right? Like earlier we mentioned AI bias and the ethical side of things.
Oh, absolutely. We have to address that.
Can you talk more about that?
Sure. Remember, AI learns from the data it's fed. So if that data has biases built in, those biases will get reflected in what the AI does. And that can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
That whole garbage in, garbage out thing, right?
Exactly. So it's critical to be aware of those biases and work to minimize them. And that means being super careful about what data we use to train AI, designing algorithms that are less prone to bias, and constantly testing the systems to make sure they're fair.
It's not just about building AI that's smart. It's about building AI that's ethical.
100%. Ethics has to be a core part of AI development. We have to constantly ask ourselves, how will this be used? Who benefits? Who could be harmed?
We're at this crucial point with AI, right? It has so much potential, but we need to be careful.
I agree. It's a balancing act. We have to embrace the potential while also being thoughtful about how we develop and use it.
Okay, so we've talked about its impact now, some of the ethics. Let's zoom out even further. What's the future of AI? Like in 5, 10, 20 years, where do you think this is all headed?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Predicting the future of AI is tough. It changes so fast.
Yeah, it does.
But based on what we're seeing now, I think we can expect some pretty big things. AI models are going to get even more sophisticated, able to handle really complex tasks. Think about AI that can not only understand and generate language like us, but also reason, problem solve, maybe even be creative.
AI that thinks like a human, but at super speed.
That's the direction we're heading in. And we'll probably see AI becoming more and more embedded in our daily lives. From personalized healthcare to self-driving cars to virtual assistants that know what we need before we even ask.
It's like all those sci-fi movies are coming true.
In a way they are, but one of the big concerns people have is, will AI take over our jobs?
Yeah, that's a big one I hear a lot too.
It's understandable. AI is going to automate some tasks, there's no doubt about that, and some jobs might be lost because of it. But it will also create new jobs, new opportunities that we can't even imagine yet. It's about adapting.
So it's not necessarily humans versus machines.
Right. It's more about humans and machines working together, each doing what they're best at.
Finding that balance where AI enhances what we can do.
Exactly. AI can do the repetitive work, analyze massive amounts of data, find those hidden patterns. Humans are still better at things like creativity, critical thinking, empathy, making those tough decisions.
Right, each bringing their strengths to the table.
And I think the future of AI depends on how we choose to use it. It's our responsibility to make sure it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
That's a powerful point.
It's not just about the technology, it's about our values, our choices.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's a collective effort to make sure AI is a force for good.
Exactly. We need to be excited about the possibilities, but also approach AI with a bit of caution and a lot of careful thinking. It's a powerful tool, and we need to use it responsibly. It's really been fascinating diving into this whole world of AI.
Yeah, from the basics to the stuff that's like straight out of science fiction.
Yeah.
It's eye-opening how much AI has advanced and where it could go next.
Yeah, in such a short amount of time, too. It's crazy. Think about the possibilities. Personalized medicine, self-driving cars, AI helping us solve big problems.
It's like we're entering this new era where AI is part of everything. But we gotta do it responsibly, right?
Absolutely. Can't forget about the risks, the ethical questions.
It's not just about the tech itself. It's about how we use it, the values we build into it.
You nailed it. We need that sense of wonder, but also caution, Be excited, but also aware of the downsides.
AI is a powerful tool, and it keeps changing so fast.
Constantly evolving, yeah.
There's always something new to learn about AI.
It's a never-ending journey of discovery.
Totally. So what are some of the big things that stand out to you from our deep dive?
Well, for me, it's realizing that AI is more than just ones and zeros. It reflects us, our hopes, and our flaws, too.
Right, we're the ones shaping it.
And that means we have a responsibility to make sure it's used ethically.
It's been so interesting seeing how it's already changing industries and getting a glimpse of what's to come. Healthcare, finance, entertainment, it's everywhere.
And as AI gets even more advanced, its impact is only going to get bigger, creating new opportunities, but also challenges, new ethical questions we'll have to grapple with.
It's a bit daunting, but exciting, too.
It is, absolutely. We're all part of this journey, whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. The future of AI is being written right now, and we all have a say in how that story unfolds.
So to everyone out there listening, keep asking those questions, keep learning, keep exploring the world of AI.
And for more deep dives into this amazing world, make sure to subscribe to AI Hub.
We'll be back with more insights and conversations about this ever-changing field. Until then, stay curious, everyone.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.